Hey guys, it is Tony, and continuing on with our Sonic the Hedgehog retrospective, we're going to be covering Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic Mania just came out, and I am super excited to be going over Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Check out what I had to say. So Sonic 2, what can I say that hasn't already been said about this great game? It is my favorite Sonic game-ish. Sonic CD is up there, and we'll see about Sonic Mania. So far, I'm really digging it. Came out today, and I actually stayed up for the midnight release. I did a stream, check that out if you haven't. And I'm just going to kind of share my history with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and my thoughts on the game in general. So, I was super excited to get this game. Like, Sonic Mania made me think of how excited I was for this game as a kid. And this is the exact same cartridge I had as a kid. Exact same box and manual. My manual is in my huge stack of manuals, but it's the original one. It has my handwriting in it from like 3rd grade. So it's cool to have this. This was my first video game that I could say was mine. Okay, and I'm going to share that story. Okay, so I believe it was 1992 or maybe even 1993. I can't remember the exact Christmas. Okay, but one of those years. So I begged my mom and dad, I want a Sega Genesis. I want to get a Sega. Like, more than anything. If nothing else this Christmas, please get me a Sega Genesis. You don't even have to get me a game. And I just begged for months. I wrote letters, I did chores, I did my homework, everything. And just begged for it. So, parents actually pulled a little sly one on me. And, kind of hush-hush about the whole thing. And, I can't really quite, it's time to open the presents. Can't really quite see what's underneath the tree. Can't really see the boxes, the presents, that kind of thing. So, start to open presents and stuff, and I go, oh, woohoo, Ninja Turtles, whatever it is. But there was one little box, this big or so. Opened it up, and it was a Sega Genesis controller. I about flipped my lid. I freaked out. I was so excited. I was like, man, this is happening. I'm getting a Sega Genesis. And my parents, they're like, hold on. They were sold out of Sega Genesis systems. We're sorry. We couldn't get you a Sega this year. They were all sold out of stock. Maybe next year. We bought this Sega Genesis controller. So when you do have your own Sega, you're going to have a second controller. So I was really bummed out. I was really just kind of like, just like any kid would be. And, it starts getting down. I'm at that point, I'm pouting, like seriously pouting, and just down. And I was, happy about the other gifts I got and stuff, but I wanted a Sega. So it came down to the last present. Okay, and it was wrapped in a box shaped like this. Okay, and I didn't know what a Sega Genesis box really looked like back then. I didn't know how big they were, so I just opened it up. I thought it was going to be like some, Ninja Turtle toy or whatever. I was obsessed with Ninja Turtles back then too. So I opened this up, and it's this bad boy. This bad boy. Game of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And oh my gosh, I freaked out. Like, that video of the Nintendo 64 kid? It was like that. And I was so happy. I mean, it's like finding a rare game for me, like in the wild now. It's kind of like that feeling times 20. And as a kid, this was not... The cool thing about this, I let him play it, this was not my brother's. This was mine. And mine alone. Okay, and that was the cool thing about it. And yeah, we shared a Super Nintendo, and we shared a 64 after that, and a PlayStation 1 after that. But this was the only system that I could say was mine. I still own that system. This is not the original box, unfortunately. But this is the original game that came with the original Sega. So at least I have that in the Sega Genesis itself, Model 2. So that's a really cool story. A lot of good memories with that. And you could say that my obsession started with this game, with collecting. And it's just cool to still have this from my childhood. The original. Now, just a few things about the game itself, and I'm really not going to share a whole lot more. But, the game itself, it was the first game that I actually beat. Sat down and beat. That I can remember, at least. And it's not that difficult. Okay, but it has a lot of memorable acts. Emerald Hill Zone is probably still my favorite. And I also like the casino stage. That's a lot of fun. I like Hilltop Zone with the lava and all that. And actually the oil zone is probably my favorite, just because of the music and the way you slide down, and Sonic like slides on his butt, that kind of thing. Now, this was also the first game that I actually learned and remembered and memorized, even to this day, the cheat codes to get to the stage select and to get Supersonic. Now, I can get Supersonic on my own with all the Chaos Emeralds, and I could beat the game on my own, no problem. But if I wanted to impress my friends, show them the full game in a relatively quick manner, or show them Supersonic, I could. Hey, I can be Supersonic in the first stage, first act, that kind of thing, and they loved it. So yeah, just a lot of good memories, a lot of good times with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and if you have not played it, you need to play it. It's one of the all-time classic games. One of my all-time favorite games. Definitely, probably like 1 or 2 on Sega Genesis, and that's hard to do because Sega Genesis was chock full of great titles. So anyway, guys, I'm actually gonna show you some footage off the bar top of me playing some Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and just a quick little sampling for you guys if you haven't played it or seen it. And yeah, if you haven't played this, play it. It's available pretty much anywhere. Easy to find in the wild, cheap to find. Also, you guys need to play Sonic Mania. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to me, please do so. And stay tuned for part 3, where I cover Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So thanks for watching and check out this footage. Classic intro. Love it. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and play. It's actually a demo. Alright. This is, like I said, this was one of the very first games I ever sat down and beat myself. It's not that difficult of a game. It's accessible. That's what I like about it. If you're a beginner Sonic fan, like you're trying to get into the Sonic franchise, this would be the perfect one to get into. At least the 2D ones. Not too difficult, but just right. I also love the cheats. I mentioned that in my retrospective. And it's a lot of fun being Super Sonic. I'll show the bonus stages here in a minute. Dang it. Alright, here's the bonus stage. I like this one a lot more than Sonic 3's and Sonic 1 for that matter. I'll talk about Sonic 3 though later. And yes, I have collected all the Chaos Emeralds in this game. Dang it. It's almost a memorization test. Especially the later ones. Almost got it now. It's a little harder on the bar top, I'll be honest. But it's playable. And there's a Chaos Emerald for you. Alright. The only bad thing is it takes away all your rings. But it resets everything. Ah, freaking coconuts. And the cool thing about this game is some of the enemies are main characters in the Sonic cartoon, the silly one. And dang it. Ah, come on. It's a little bit harder to operate this on the bar top, but it's still playable. Tails. Now, playing two-player, you can play two-player. It's not super fun being the second player as Tails. But Tails is invincible. He will never die. Which didn't make a whole lot of sense to me as a kid. And what I would do is, on a few bosses that I had trouble with, I would actually have my friends play with me, and we would beat the hard bosses together, because Tails is invincible. Gosh dang it, I'm just gonna go. Alright, I'll beat the boss. I'll make it through Act 2. So what else can I say about this game? It's just, you gotta play it for yourself. Wow. But again, the first game I could say that was mine and mine alone, and that was a big deal back then because you didn't own a lot of games as a kid. You didn't have money like you do now to waste on games. So it was very special to me to have this game. And oh, one thing I failed to mention in my retrospective is the spin dash. This makes Sonic the Hedgehog a lot more playable. Now, it's still fun to do that, but the spin dash is where it's at. It's been a staple of Sonic the Hedgehog ever since. Love that sound. Alright, let's beat the boss. I failed miserably, by the way, the Sonic 1 first boss. I don't know why. Quite possibly one of the easiest bosses ever. Got him. So that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching and getting my retrospective on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. One of my all-time favorite games ever. And that's hard to say. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to stop it here. And let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite Sonic game? If you played Sonic Mania, what do you think? Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.